Number 8, Talitha Valentine. Number 9, Zoe Shanahan. A season score of 167. Give it up for Natalie Burton. The sharpshooter, 11, Sarah Donovan. Number 12, Ellie Newman. Number 14, Jenna Teasdale. 14 points, 8 rebounds last night. 20, Maddie Dennis. Number 22, Morgan Ballantyne. Number 23, Millie McCarthy. And dominant last night, 22 points, 5 rebounds. Number 32, Kate Williams. Head coach, Deanna Black. Assistant coaches, Blair Kearsley, Kerry Clark, Tisha Standen. Team manager, Jane Lowther. Physiotherapist, Crystal Hewitt and Dave Philpott. Strength and conditioning, Peter Janis. Total Connection referees tonight, Katie Roberts, Luke Doe and Nick Sokolich. If you're all able to please be upstanding, if you can, for the Australian National Anthem. To tip off.
Hello and welcome to the West Coast Classic Grand Final for the women's competition. Now 10 weeks of basketball is coming to an end. We almost didn't have any basketball in WA, but we've got a grand final here tonight for the women's competition, and what an absolute barn burner it's going to be. We've got the Joondalup Wolves, top of the table. Wolves taking on the Perry Lakes Hawks, 1 versus 3rd. I'm Josh Garlop, I'm from the West Australian. Alongside me I have 2 very experienced and special guests. I have alongside me Opal and a lot of other accolades, but most importantly, reigning WSBL champion, and it stays that way, Darcy Garvin. And I also have 2-time WSBL Coach of the Year, Randy Meagle. Thank you so much for joining us both tonight, the both of you.
Thank you. No, thank you. I'm claiming that. This is an SBL, so we're going to be reigning champs until next year down at Rocco.
And Randy, you've been in this situation before. I mean, there's been a lot of build-up to this one. It is the West Coast Classic, but from what you've seen, do you think that teams are taking it just as seriously? Because obviously it is good to at least have some basketball.
Yeah, I think the last few weeks have definitely stepped it up a gear, and we've probably got the best 2 teams here, I think now. In the Wolves, who have been sitting on top all season, and I think the only team that's really going to challenge them, in my opinion, is the Hawks. So we've got the grand final that we've wanted.
Were you at all surprised, just staying with you, Randy, by Friday's result with the Senators going down quite convincingly to the Hawks?
Yeah, and it was over really quickly. Both sides, were sort of 25, 30 points in front at half-time. So they haven't spent a lot of petrol here, so their fatigue won't be an issue in tonight's game.
Now, someone you've probably gone up a lot against is Nat Burton from the Hawks, Darcy. Just tell us a bit about her game. She's obviously been to the Olympics in 2016 and very experienced in the professional ranks.
Yeah, I think in a league like this, she's really dominated. She's probably averaging a double-double. And not only is that, she's a great leader on the court for these girls. Like you said, she's an Olympian and she's got plenty of experience behind her.
Now, one person I did notice last night, just quickly, was Kate Williams knocking out 6 threes. Going into the game, was averaging 27% from deep. She could be a bit of a spark for them here tonight. But just staying with the Hawks, let's have a look at the starters. We've got Martin, Burton, Dennis, Valentine and McCarthy, and of course Deanna Black, formerly obviously Docky, and that takes out the starting 5. And taking a look at the bench as well, Renkema, the captain, Valentine, Shanahan, Donovan, Newman, Teasdale and Williams. Now, you talk about talent. Are there any players, we'll start with you, Randy, in this Hawks team that you weren't aware of before this competition, but or maybe has impressed you?
I think McCarthy's impressed me. She's shown a lot in the last couple of weeks. She had a really good game last night. And the Hawks bench is quite deep. I think the battle of the benches tonight is probably going to be quite important. We all know about how deep the Wolves are, but the Hawks are really deep as well.
That's right, and both these teams are such depth. And it seems to be a fixture for both the men's and the women's, as the deeper teams are delivering come finals. Now, looking at Friday's result, I'm sorry, we'll go to you, Darcy. Obviously, you're an assistant coach with the Flames. Your first stint assistant coaching ended last night. Talk us through that game and who impressed you.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. Obviously, we were quite undermanned last night, and I think, didn't think it was going to be 50 points, but I knew it was going to be a challenge. And who really impressed me last night was Nashaya Williams. She was amazing. Kayla Steindl, I think she's played well all season, and she proved that last night. She's a veteran in the league. She's got WASBL and international experience. And like you're saying, with the Wolves, their bench is extremely deep, and I think that's what really pushed us last night, that they could sub and keep that high standard up.
And just quickly on with the starters. For the Wolves, we have Williams, Perini, Steindl, Dennehy and Land. Amber Land, the veteran of the competition, making the move to the Wolves last couple of seasons. So the girls have just come out now. We haven't got too long. Just before we start, guys, we'll get your tips for the game.
I'm going to go with the Wolves. I think they'll win by about 6 to 8 points. Like Darcy mentioned, with her seeing firsthand last night, they can just maintain the pressure for the whole game.
I'm going to go with the Hawks. I think that maybe the experience of the likes of Sarah Donovan and Nat, Nikita Martin are going to help those girls get over the line tonight. So I think Hawks by 6.
Hawks by 6. Okay, I'm going to go with the Wolves by 1. So I guess Darcy potentially will have bragging rights over both of us if they come our way with the win. And of course, we are at the Prairie Lakes Hawks home court. Interesting looking at the stats between these two teams. They've never met in a WSBL Grand Final, even though both of them have been to a total of 11 wins between the two. Sparini comes down with this one. We are underway for the West Coast Classic Grand Final here at Bendet Basketball Stadium. Steindl has it high, goes against Burden in the post. A tough move up and under and in.
Yeah, I think that battle between those two bigs is going to be an awesome one to watch tonight. They both have played both WBL and internationally.
Do we know if Steindl has any plan on coming back to the WNBL?
I don't think so at this stage. When I spoke to her about it last night, she wasn't overly keen, but I think that's just with the unknown of the WBL and what's happening at the moment. So you never know, maybe next season.
As Dennehy comes up with the steal and runs down the other end and puts it away. A 4-point lead for the Wolves. They're downhill early.
Yeah, they've got to be really careful here, the Hawks. The Wolves have shown during the season they get out of the blocks fast. So, they really need to tune in here.
Say Williams against Nikita Martin. Land just didn't see the back door coming and throws it straight out of court. A bit of breathing room there for the Hawks. Interesting, George Dennehy, the youngster originally from the Southwest, she is 4th in the league in steals. So could feature a bit tonight, having an impact on the defensive end. Dennis searches for it low. Burton handoff to Valentine, steps through, another up and under. That one just rims out. Williams will come up the other end. Perini. Steindl being face guarded by Dennis. She eventually finds it. Williams gets the screen from Land. Finds some room at the free throw line and puts that one away. Dennis. Big screen. Valentine has it on the wing. Burton being held out by Land, so she can't collect the roll. McCarthy, the youngster, goes baseline. It's frantic last night. She finds Dennis. A bit of a mad scramble. 1 second on the shot clock, and it stays alive, and the Hawks, the heave works, and they'll get another look at it. Just quickly, guys, what have you made of Williams this season? Obviously, she's starting her WNBL career.
Yeah, Nashea's had a really good season. I think she's quite hard to guard because she is such an athletic guard. You know, you can't really put it big on her because she's so quick, and then you try and put a smaller guard on her, she's going to post you up. So excited to see how she's going to go on the WNBL this year.
Yeah, she's really flexible, you know, defensively as well. She's so long, and you can use her at the top of traps and different defensive sets.
Martin contested on that one, just rings out as the Hawks yet to find the bottom of the net. Perini slows it for the Wolves, goes baseline. They've been dominant all season, and Williams has already got a mid-range. He backs it up with a triple. 9 points, all the Wolves' way. Dennis, she hit a couple of triples last night, finds McCarthy in a fantastic backdoor cut.
Beautiful pass.
Dennis just back from Dayton in a senior year in the NCAA. Dennehy on the wing. Steindl will set the screen. Dennehy keeps going, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Perini finds a look. And the Hawks will break. It looked like there was a bit of contact there. Dennehy comes up with the steal. Land searching the post, just overcooks the pass. The Hawks will need a bit of a response, but a fantastic backdoor pass to find McCarthy. One, 2-2 press here from the Wolves. McCarthy on the wing. The youngster going straight past Dennehy, and it was a fantastic drive. Falls in the hands of Burton. Dennis can make it from distance. That one short. Fair bit of faith in Docky to have in a 17-year-old point guard in McCarthy, but she was really effective last night.
Yeah, she's super young. I think she's still got another year of maybe under 18 nationals. So, yeah, it's great that Docky has that confidence in her, and I think that's what this competition has been about, you know, especially with no restricted players. It's an opportunity for these young girls to step up and get their first taste of some senior minutes.
McCarthy finds Dennis Burton searching for it for the post-up. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Ballantyne will have to get it off. Find some space, albeit through time. She's bailed out with a foul. She'll head to the line.
There's a couple of times there where Ballantyne's been caught with the ball in the last few seconds, and you know, she had to make that play there.
Now you coached Ballantyne?
Yeah,
for a period?
I coached her through her junior years and a couple of seasons in SBL, and she's made the move up to Perth for work reasons, and obviously has come to the Hawks and is doing a good job.
This is the first. Miotti getting a run for the Wolves. Second one drops. Now 6 points the difference. The Wolves in control here at Bendak. Martin face guarding Miotti, denying rather. It's Land. Will swing the ball. Congestion, good deep defensive set here from the Hawks. Time running out, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Miotti pulls up. It's collected on the floor, but there's no foul, and McCarthy's all downhill. Finds Ballantyne, she'll pull it out for the set. Martin. Screen from Dennis. McCarthy a little bit loose with the pass. Belcher will go the other way. Good hands from McCarthy. Steindl pivots, and the foul almost dropped. Randy, what have you made of the offense from the Hawks right now? They seem to be struggling to find really good opportunities.
Yeah, the shot clock's getting down under 10 the majority of the times. They seem a little bit tight inside the three-point line. I think they need to spread the floor a little bit and maybe, you know, give Nat Burton and these sort of girls a little bit of opportunity to go to work. I mean, Donovan's coming in now, which is a good sub.
Dr. Donovan, Sarah Donovan. Now they're a bit of a luxury they have in the bigs.
Yeah, Sarah's, I think, had her best state league season this season. She's played, I think, as good as Nat has, I think, who is of WBL standard, so she's been super impressive.
Wolves back in this press. Williams out there. She had 6 3-pointers last night, whacking him from everywhere. The captain is also out there, Renkma. Burton running out of time, 3 seconds. McCarthy needs to put it up, hits nothing. Miotti is collected. A rebound by Donovan will go the Wolves' way. It's about the 3rd time they've been pressured by the shot clock here, so if you're Charles Nicks, would be pretty happy with the defensive effort. It's getting it out of the danger people's hands. You played against Nat Burton a lot, obviously. Where does she operate the best?
Get down in the low post, and I think that's where the Hawks are really struggling right now. She's calling for the ball, but I think they just can't get it into her, and that's where she's most effective and on the offensive glass, and I think they're doing a really good job of keeping her off that as well.
To the replay there as Miotti was collected. Donovan got hands to Steindel's ball. She pulls up from 3, collects her own offensive rebound. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Finding Steindl in the post, just overcooks the pass. The Hawks will have another look at it with 4 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Burton has a lot of space. Donovan doing the hard work, boxing out, and she'll head to the line. All the hard work done there by Sarah Donovan.
Yeah, and that's something that's renowned for, both in the SBL and the WBL, is running the floor and her ability to get up and down and beat that big.
You played with Nat in Europe, is that right?
In Germany, yeah, a couple of years ago now, I think last year, year before.
Good teammate over there?
Yeah, she was good. She had an amazing season as well. We ended up winning a championship, so that was a nice little finish to the season, so yeah.
Burton makes 1 of 2. Good pressure from the Hawks, but the Wolves reload. Hawks with pressure back. A little slip. Fantastic work by the Wolves to find the open man. Open person.
Yeah, the Wolves have been really good in transition, in offensive transition. I think, you know, they're doing a good job keeping Burton and Donovan off the glass at this stage.
Yeah, on Friday night, or last night, they were so effective against Warwick, who got in a bit of foul trouble. As Williams puts up a 3. That one almost gets the shooter's roll, but Donovan finds it. McCarthy working the middle. Burton in the right place, gets her offensive rebound, and this collection to get a bonus point for the effort. A bit of a spark here from the Hawks the last couple of minutes. Any adjustments you guys have noticed?
I think they're looking for they're looking for the bigs a lot more. They're definitely trying to get that ball into Nat and to Sarah, and now they're being rewarded for it. Like I said, Nat's a great offensive rebounder, and she's getting after them.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Hawks maybe just change something up for a couple of plays here. You know, maybe a zone or just extend the defense a little bit, just to change it up a bit.
Donovan again with an offensive rebound, going against Amber Land. She goes for the runner. It's a lovely little runner, but just misses. Belcher finds it for the Wolves. Perrini will just settle the Wolf pack. It's guarded closely by Williams. Miotti trying to find Land. The help comes from McCarthy. Hayward's very, it was an interesting shot, but it managed to drop. Great shot there by Hayward. Williams probing, the pressure's gone up from the Wolves. Donovan's there again, but falls in the hands of Miotti, and she'll push the break very fast, the fast break.
Yeah, you can see like Miotti and Williams, when they do grab those rebounds there, they've got the ability to take a couple of big hard dribbles and kickstart the transition, which makes them really dangerous.
It's a 9-point lead right now. The depth of the Wolves, definitely a benefit guard department. Belcher just puts up a deep three. She can hit from there. Captain will find it for the Hawks. McCarthy moving it. Donovan gives it to Renkma. Finds a little bit of a gap. There's a block called on Land. The baseline ball, the Hawks, as Dennis comes back on. Timeout here. Got a bit of time to dissect what we've seen so far. And if you're Charles Nicks, you'll probably be pretty happy. Both ends at this stage getting pretty much whatever they want.
Yeah, I think the Wolves are playing their style of play. They've been able to get out and run. They haven't had to run too much half-court offense at the moment, and they're getting the stops defensively, and I think that's initiating their offense.
The Wolves finish on top with the ladder, very healthy percentage ahead of the Warwick Senators. The Senators losing last night to the Perry Lakes Hawks, and the Rockingham Flames, and obviously an undermanned Rockingham Flames going down to the Wolves last night. And don't forget, we have tickets available for tomorrow night's grand final for the men's competition, available through Ticketmaster. See around 1,000 people capacity for this West Coast Classic grand final. Pretty crazy to think when we really almost didn't have any basketball this year. Darcy, you're training. Obviously, we have your coach next to us, so please be careful with your words. Have you obviously back into training with the Perth Lynx? How are you enjoying everything with that?
Yeah, it's a bit of an unknown at the moment with WASBL and what's happening with COVID. So we've done a small few group sessions, but nothing too intense, just because we don't know what's happening and when pre-season's starting. But no, it's been nice to get back on court, and I guess we're blessed here in WA that we have had ease restrictions. I know there's girls in Melbourne who are allowed to shoot, but not necessarily play one-on-one. So yeah, it's been nice to actually have a little bit of normalcy.
Yeah, definitely an advantage to be able to play proper training here at WA. Kevin White talking about that last night. As Burton finds the ball in the post, goes to her right hand, and a lovely little play off the bucket, off the backboard rather, over Amber Land. That's the sort of scores Docky will be hoping for. Trim this lead back to 7 points. A great little tip there by Dennis. Falls in the hands of Burton. The spark here from the Hawks. First quarter is Dennis. Nice little floater, but it falls short. Miotti, guarded by Renkma. Little hesitation, pulls up in the lane, but hits nothing but the side of the backboard. Renkma, she's so good in the fast break, up against Steindl, and she gets all of it. A block lands on the head of the Hawks captain and will go the Wolves' direction.
Even so, I think that was a good take. You know, she challenged there. It was great defense, obviously, but you know, I like what she done there. You know, she grabbed the defensive rebound and you know, put her under pressure.
And she's so fast in transition, Renkma, so you know that, I mean, a lot of times out of 10, she'll mostly put that away. But obviously, Kayla Steiner's pretty imposing also under the ring. Dennehy, the far wing. Miotti. Williams setting an on ball. Martin falls out of the hands of Williams. Again, there's been a couple of sloppy turnovers. You've been in this situation. Both of you have been here at the grand final day. What's it like, the nerves in the first quarter in particular?
Super. I'm a very nervous player. I think 3 SBL grand finals and they don't get any easier. I'm always nervous, and I think it takes that first quarter to sort of settle in, and as the game goes on, you sort of ease yourself into it.
We'll get your answer in a second, Randy, as Williams finds Ballantyne under the ring. The double comes, and Martin puts up a mid-range. The former Adelaide Lightning player. And Ballantyne has corralled the rebound. There's been a bit of confusion.
Yeah, I think with the grand finals, Josh, as you mentioned, the first quarter, it just takes the wind out of you. You know, you need to, once you get that second win, you're okay. But you just spend so much unnecessary energy, I suppose, leading up to the game, and once you settle, you're fine.
Renkma on the wing, goes baseline, finds a gap over Miotti, but Williams with a huge block under the ring. Dennehy, a terror screen from Landon. Dennehy finds some space in transition. Williams goes baseline. Miotti has some space, but opts to drop it off her Wolves teammate. Dennehy crosses past Ballantyne, flips it up. The Hawks will reload. not much score change recently. The double comes, goes off the, I thought it was the foot of Williams, but the referee disagreed, and the Wolves get another turnover forced onto the Hawks. Athleticism there from Williams to go up and get the block.
Yeah, she's super athletic. She did that a couple of times to us last night up at Joondalup Arena. And, you know, she's super scary there for a point guard. She's coming in for that trap. She's very athletic.
So 13 seconds, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Miotti looks like she'll go ISO on Williams. 4 seconds remaining, running out of space, but puts it up off the backboard, falls short. 4 seconds on the main clock. Let me stop. Renkema argues probably should have stopped earlier. There'll be 3.5 seconds remaining. And Ballantyne will need to find someone. Dennis should have a look at this. Doesn't get it off in time. So at the end of the first quarter, it's 7 points in the Wolves' favour, despite Perry Lakes playing at home. At this stage, I mean, both teams, the goal is under 20 points, right? But for the Hawks, they just can't seem to find the bottom of the net.
No, they're trying to go inside, and when they have been able to get it into Nat and Sarah, they've been successful, but at the moment, the Wolves are making it really hard for them to get that ball in there.
What about yourself, Randy? What do you think they need to do to change the Hawks this quarter?
I think, you know, to keep a team like the Wolves to 15 points, they're obviously doing it okay at the defensive end, and they did change up the on-balls a little bit. They started to switch and give them a different look, but, you know, to only score 8 themselves, yeah, I just think they need to spread the floor a little bit and go in and out a little bit more. When it is going in there, it just seems to be an attack on the basket instead of maybe throwing the ball back out, moving it around a little bit. So I think it's all about the Hawks' offense here at the moment. Their defense is fine.
So taking a look at some of the scorers from the first half, 5 points to Nasaya Williams. We have Kayla Steiner with 3. Going to the Hawks, the top scorer is McCarthy with 2 points. I believe this has not updated, so I'll quickly update this, guys. And it's out of, we have the stats right in front of us. Thank you very much. 5 points to Williams, 5 points to Steindl, and 5 points to Nat Burton. So Burton effective when she actually finds the ball, but I guess it's getting more opportunity for her. 3 of 18 from the field, the Hawks, and it seems like they were rushed at the end of the shot clock for a lot of their shots.
Yeah, definitely on their home court. They're probably not happy with that shooting percentage, and like you said, a lot of those shots are being taken, rushed at the end of the shot clock. So I'm sure Doc will be looking to change something up offensively for this next quarter.
Randy, you've coached a couple grand finals here. Do you think the home court advantage, I don't know, is for the Hawks, if there's any, for playing at home?
Yeah, I've been asked this before. I don't think so, just because of the crowds, basically 50-50. So not really. And I think, you know, as basketball is growing up in WA, you know, I think they've played on this court enough now to not, you know, make it a home court advantage.
And as for yourself, you've had a bit of success on this court. Darcy, do you think it all...
No, like Randy said, it's a 50-50 crowd, and growing up here, you play plenty of games here, whether it's WBL or junior tournaments. So, yeah, not too much of an advantage.
And it is a nice court as well, which always helps. Very forgiving on the joints as Burton has it high. Williams back out there for the Hawks as it's tipped. It'll stay their way. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Ballantyne coming off screens, as is Williams. She'll eventually find it. Finds some space, gets it off the backboard. Doesn't hit the rim, so the Wolves get another look at it. They've started this game fabulously. Charles needs to be very happy with his team. They've got another good start so far. Land, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Dennehy demanding the ball. Land taking it to the low post. Eventually finds Hayward, and that one just hits nothing. As the Martin will run downhill. She's got the numbers, 4 on 3. Burton, Williams did well to get back and just get a hand on it.
Yeah, great defense down there by the Hawks.
Does Williams ever get you a training, Darcy?
Yeah, a couple of times. I don't want to admit that, but yes, no, a couple of times. She's, I think, maybe as tall as me, but her wingspan is massive.
Dennis just a bit too much vigor in that shot, and Williams will bring it down now. The forward looking like a guard out there against Martin. It's Martin. Steiner rather. It's tipped by Ballantyne. She runs away with a steal. Again, the Hawks have the numbers. Just need to make the most of it now. Peter Martin getting a lot of attention. McCarthy gets some space. That one just too much power as Land steady the ship. The Wolves just a bit more composed right now, it feels.
It's probably the first really good look the Hawks have had without being under pressure, and unfortunately they didn't make it. But
that's the wily veteran from the Wolves, just going up and under, finding her space. And a great post move from Amber Land. Dennis. Ballantyne probing, finds Burton at the top, the free throw line. Just getting to her space, shakes, bakes, eventually gets a foul. Steindl doesn't agree with it, but she'll head to the line.
just the previous play there where we've seen the on-ball screen there, which Ballantyne come off. They're too deep in their offence. They need to be spread out past the three-point line to open it up a little bit. It's just too crowded in there at the moment.
There's a lot of pressure within that key. As Burton heads to the line. Signed with the Sydney Uni Flames, heading over to Sydney soon. But always comes back to WA to play with the Hawks. This is the second free throw line hurting the Hawks so far this game. 3 of 7 from the line. Steindl high, guarded closely by Burton. This is the second. Travel. Free throw line hurting the Hawks so far this game. It's fairly slow travel.
Yeah, I think Kayla might have been a little bit unlucky there.
Yeah, if they're going to call that, they need to call a lot more than that.
Yeah. It's unfortunate when that happens. As McCarthy goes baseline, finds Ballantyne in the corner, an open look for Ballantyne. And Steindl finds the ball again. Perini will push the break for the Wolves, just looking a bit more composed right now. Steindl going backdoor, releasing Belcher. A good pass there by Perini to find Steindl deep. The double comes, can't get it to go, almost a double dribble, but the refs let it go. And Belcher gets up a quick three, falls in the hands of Land. Fantastic work by Amber Land to just composure and go off the backboard and collect the foul.
Yeah, I don't know if Coach Stockey's going to be too happy about that. The Hawks forced a really tough shot at the end of the shot clock there and just missed that box out, and now they're giving up an and-one play.
Amber Land, you guys have obviously seen so much of her over so many years. What does she do so well?
I think that's the first thing on the scout against her is box her out, because she's going to come for every rebound, and yeah, she's super physical in the post.
Yeah, and she also generally gets more offensive rebounds than defensive rebounds when you look at the rebound count at the end of the night. So what you just saw there is her bread and butter.
Yeah, it's always the effort involved in offensive rebounds goes so far. As we look at the scoreboard, it's 10 points difference here, and not going necessarily the Hawks' way. And potentially, do you think there's at all any fatigue at play here tonight? I mean, the Hawks, both games were somewhat of a blowout, but the Hawks really did still roll with their starters till the very end.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think Docky, yeah, like you said, she did play the starters till the end, but I think she's got a deep enough team that they should be able to back up tonight. And I know the Wolves used their bench last night, so maybe they do feel a little bit fresher, but yeah, definitely not this early on in the game.
And Randy, I understand we have an award at halftime that you'll be helping give out. You're a part of the SBL Shoot-Around podcast along with Ben Etcheridge and Chris Pike.
Yeah, that's right. We had the Bassett Scarf Player of the Year, and we had a tie, so we put it to a public vote. So yeah, we're going to announce the winner at halftime, and yeah, hopefully she's in the building.
That would be very handy. Do you know for a fact if she is?
I don't know.
Right. Okay. Well, maybe we get Chris Pike to have a bit of a rummage around to find. As the Hawks reload here, McCarthy back out there. Ballantyne. Martin. Doesn't use the Burton on ball, but finds Ballantyne. A fantastic pass from Martin and a great reversal finish from Ballantyne. What a luxury to have Nikita Martin out there as well. Obviously, just made a home here in the Hawks now?
Yeah, plenty of WL experience. Nikita played, like I said, for the Adelaide Lightning. I think she had a couple of seasons with the West Coast Waves, and I think she's gone up against her former team in the Wolfpack tonight. So yeah, lots of experience.
Perini just puts up an end of shot clock 3 and it backboards in. It's just one of those nights for the Wolves.
The Hawks couldn't do any more there. That was just a deep, deep 3.
Dennis finds Martin. Burton had space. He just throws a little bit out of reach. Only managing 3 points this quarter so far, the Hawks. Haywood comes back out for the Wolves. Belcher. Perini just made that bank 3. I hope she called boards. Doesn't really matter. Handoff. Williams cuts back, as does Belcher. Haywood isolated. Perini, she's just hit one from there. Running out of time again. Tries it again. And this time a different result. Valentine will push fast as Burton legs it to be in post position. Little pull up. Steinel did enough to get a hand to the ball, and there's an air ball there from the Prairie Lakes Hawks star.
Yeah, I'd love to see Nat attack Kayla there in the post. I think she's making it easy for her defensively just by taking that shot.
Dennis just got hand to it. It'll stay the Wolves' way as Donovan Rankema come back on for the Hawks.
Yeah, these two girls are good substitutions for the Hawks. I think they're really active. Just give them a different look in both offense and defensive here.
McCarthy, it's 1-2-2. One stops for the Wolves again. Williams is providing pressure on Burton. Burton high. Valentine fakes the back door, eventually gets it. Time running out, 6 seconds on the clock. Donovan puts up mid-range, and that one finally drops. A much-needed bucket for the Hawks, and they're still within range. There's plenty of time in this ball game. Williams, around the back. Just coasting out there.
She makes it look really easy, doesn't she?
Steindl steps out, and that one falls short. With a stat update in 1 second, courtesy of our director Ross, as McCarthy goes downhill. The youngster blocked there. Great defense from the Wolves. Transition. Perini. Steindl searching for the post. Haywood. Perini again, putting up a 3 at the end of the shot clock. This one also rims out. It's an off-the-ball foul to go the Wolves' way. I believe that's Donovan's second foul. Potentially might see some time on the bench.
Yeah, I think Donovan's very unlucky there. You know, I think the call there would have been just to let her play.
So second off rebounds. Stay out there for the Hawks. Luckily have a fair few skillful bigs. Biotti. Williams has it high. A lot of off-the-ball screens happening for the Wolves. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Haywood would likely have to put something up, and eventually there's a travel call. McCarthy did well to just put enough pressure on.
Yeah, it's good to see the Hawks up the floor a little bit with some defensive pressure. I mean, you can be up the floor and look like you're putting pressure on, but they are actually doing a good job, and they've just changed the tempo of the game a little bit, I think, with that pressure.
Doubling inbound as Rankema finds it. Burton pretty far away from the bucket. Tries to go past Haywood, goes straight at the ring. There's a foul, and you spoke to it earlier, Darcy, but you wanted to see her going to the ring more, and it seems to be pretty effective.
Yeah, she's either scored or got to the line every time, so I think, you know, she's making it easy for Kayla if she takes that shot, but putting the defense under pressure when she gets to the rim.
I don't know about you guys, but go past Haywood, goes straight at the ring. There's a foul, and you spoke to it earlier, Darcy, but you wanted to see her going to the ring more, and it seems to be pretty effective. Too much
she's either
pressure on the scoreboard. despite basically being in control this whole game.
Yeah, it definitely feels like they should be up more, and I think if the Hawks can hang around till half-time and adjust a few things, they're not playing, I don't think, to anywhere near their full potential. So if they can keep it around those single-digit mark going into half-time, I think they're looking good.
Burton makes the first. It's back to an 8-point lead. Make that 7. So the Hawks doing well to respond here as the pressure goes up defensively. Valentine getting past the Steindl terror. Steindl will try and work it into the post as Land pops. Dennehy finding space. Great movement here for the Wolves, and they eventually find Williams in the corner as she hits her second three. The young purple star. She really comes about in this grand final. Valentine guarded by Miotti. Martin has some space. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Tries to go over Steindl. Does enough to get in the way. Martin eventually coming up with it as McCarthy will reload. The high screen from Burton. Searching for Burton. Opts for Valentine. Bit of pressure there from Land. Valentine has some space. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Tries to go over Steindl. Martin, a fantastic enough shot to get in the way. Miotti doesn't waste any time, going straight at the ring, trying to go coast to coast, a little out of control, and the Hawks are getting a sniff here. Still 8 points the difference. McCarthy. Valentine will just steady the ship. It's Martin. Moves the ball, 8 seconds on the shot clock. McCarthy goes baseline, stepped out of court. Oh no, it'll be a foul and it'll stay the Hawks' way. Just on Williams' 3 before, is that something she's been working on the last couple of years, or has she always been a pretty good three-point shooter?
She's been a pretty good three-point shooter, I think. Randy, you'd probably know more from watching her in the State League, but I think that's what makes her such a threat offensively. She's so athletic, she can put the ball on the floor and get to the rim, but then she can also pop and shoot the 3. So, very excited, like I said, to see how she goes into WASBL this year.
It's McCarthy. Tries to find Burton again, but it's tipped by Williams, eventually corralled by her. So correct steal there, doing it on both ends. Isaiah Williams up to 8 points, along with Nat Burton also on 8 points. So the 2 WNBL contracted players stepping up here tonight. Miotti finds it, gets a lot of contact from Valentine, hits the deck. She's helped up by players from both teams. Goes hard, Miotti. She's hit the deck a couple times tonight.
Yeah, she has. It's very tough.
Time out here on the floor.
Yeah, the three-pointer that Nasai hit there in the corner sort of broke a little bit of momentum that the Hawks were building. But I think the game's changed a little bit. That 3 that Pretty hit was tough to take, and but they're doing a lot better job down in the offensive end now. I think McCarthy and Valentine are starting to penetrate and just changing it up a little bit. Martin just found that nice little jump shot at the elbow, which is, that's her bread and butter as well.
Just looking at the stat sheet, and the Wolves with 9 turnovers right now, surprisingly, while the Hawks only with 7. So despite an 8-point lead, they actually aren't being too careful with the ball right now.
No, I think 8 is probably far too many, especially it's not even half-time. So Prairie Lakes might be happy with that, forcing those turnovers. But yeah, 7, I guess, not great, but it's definitely better than how the Wolves are.
Now, you were, Darcy, you were trying to point out before the game that, you are still the reigning WSBL champions, so maybe a big pump up to the Rockingham Flames, despite going down last night.
Yeah, we went down last night, but this is the West Coast Classic and not officially a SBL season, so I'm going to claim right up until next season that we are the reigning champs. So not letting anyone take that away from us.
How close were you to getting on the court last night?
It was very frustrating sitting there watching. There was a few times that I wish I would have subbed myself in, but no, it's great to see the young girls at Rocco get an opportunity this year.
Steindl goes at Burton. Little step back over the top and a lovely finish from Kayla Steindl. And so much time across the WNBL was a star at Gonzaga and has now made a home here in WA. Along with Amber Land, now permanent resident. Renkema has an open mid-range, but that one doesn't drop. It's a good look for the Hawks. Miotti will go downhill here for Dennehy. The Wolves offense clicking really right now. Miotti just goes to the bucket. Martin Payne, but she was too athletic and just went straight over the top.
Yeah, they're a little bit slow on the defensive rotation there, the Hawks.
It's back out to a 12-point difference right now, and 1 minute remaining in the second quarter as we approach halftime, and McCarthy just puts up a three, but Martin, she's been pretty effective on the offensive rebounds this half, and has probably helped the Hawks a fair bit in that regard. As Burton sets a screen, 7 seconds on the shot clock, finds Ballantyne in the corner, and an important three from Morgan Ballantyne. Steindl asking for the fast break from Williams, but she'll slow it down. Dennehy goes back door. And just throws it out of court. We thought Dennehy potentially was coming back. But this is an important couple passages of play right now for the Hawks to trim it before half-time.
Yeah, and I think defensively since the first quarter they've really picked it up. They're a lot more active in the lanes and playing a lot more ball pressure and forcing a couple of those turnovers.
Yeah, I've noticed they've really clamped down on the ball reversal and sort of leaving the Wolves players on the wing for sort of a one-on-one type situation to try and make something happen.
Now, Randy, you're at the grand final here tonight. Do you have any desire to get back into being a head coach for a WSBL side?
Probably not at this stage, no. No, I'm quite happy with doing what I'm doing, and work takes me away from doing the job properly. So, you know, it doesn't pay enough money to quit your job.
Well, fortunately, you get the big bucks for the commentary.
That's right.
That's where the real money comes. We get a couple of little protein balls and a bit of water, so that's good.
Yeah, free entry.
As Ryan Petrick laughs, the Perth Lynx coach, of course, the $1 million man at the Perth Lynx. So. Potentially we'll have an interview with Ryan Petrick. Might let you guys run that if you want, potentially. You can interview your coach, give him a real grilling, Darcy.
Oh, I don't know. I see enough of him during the week.
What's the play here, Darcy? What do you think?
A post up for Nat. I'm thinking she's been pretty effective when she's got the ball down low. I think the Hawks just need to make sure they're not telegraphing that pass and moving off the ball when they do pass it into her. The defense collapses, and they need to make sure they're moving.
So 18 seconds on the shot clock, 30 in the game. Dennehy, the pressure defensively, fantastic. And Land has space, but Miotti will likely take it herself. Dishes up to Land and goes for that right-handed finishes. Fantastic assist from Miotti. The heads-up play from Dennehy, but the finish from Land, fantastic. 15 seconds remaining on the clock before halftime. McCarthy, a lot of pressure here. 8 seconds remaining. Burton has it in the post. Finds some space, tries to dish it out, and Dennehy again finds the ball. Half-court heat, falls short. For the Wolves, 11 points the difference at half-time. Fantastic work from the top of the table Wolves after a great season so far. Darcy Garvin, what have you liked from the Wolves, and what do the Hawks need to change before the next half?
Yeah, I think the Hawks have done a great job to keep it to only 11 points. Like we were talking about that first quarter and a half, I think the Wolves really dominated it. You probably expected them to be up a little bit more. Like I was just talking, they're getting the ball inside and making sure they're moving when they get it in there. They're making it easy for the guard to come down and double on Nat, and just, you know, it's making it a real hard time for her in the post. She's been effective at getting to the foul line, so yeah, hopefully they can keep on going to that.
And Randy, you've been in this situation many a time. What do you think Docky's... you've coached against Docky as well. What do you expect from her to be saying to the team right now? And how much coaching can you even do at halftime of the grand final?
Yeah, probably not a good grade. There's just probably a few key things they need to tune in. They might not be doing correctly that she'll make note of, or make comment on to help them out. But it's just the little things at the moment. The Hawks are letting themselves down. You know, the turnover there right at the end, and I think one of the girls that's really making a difference out there is Izzy Miotti. She might not be troubling the scoreboard a great deal, but she's really pushing the ball up in transition and, making the right passes at the right time as well.
We're just looking around the crowd right now. Charles Nick's examining the stat sheet. Just a quick break here. We'll just quickly have a look at the stats. 8 points to Nasaya Williams, 6 points to Amber Land, and 5 points and 7 rebounds to Kayla Steiner, really impacting the game elsewhere other than the scoreboard. And taking a look at the Hawks, 8 points to Nat Burton, 6 to Morgan Valentine. Guys, we'll have a quick break. We'll have some more discussion after this, potentially Ryan Petrick, your coach, Darcy, but plenty more action from the West Coast Classic Grand Final, the Women's Grand Final here tonight after a quick break brought to you by Basketball Western Australia. Hello and welcome back to the West Coast Classic coverage brought to you by Basketball West Australia. Darcy, please control yourself, especially with your coach. Here, Ryan, very special guest here. Ryan Petrick, coach of the Perth Lynx. Randy's right there as well, ready to throw some questions. What have you made of the game so far, Ryan? Good to see some, obviously, first-class basketball heading towards the WNBL season.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been obviously tough offensively, but also both teams are really good defensively. So it's made it a dogfight so far. Obviously, Joondalup up 11. Probably, you guys said it before, probably could have been up a bit more as well. But yeah, tough grand final as you expect.
Now, we know some of your the players in your team, Alex Chiabutoni, are watching on at home, and just ignore that Darcy's not here right now. How's training coming along for the WNBL season?
Slowly, because we're still waiting for an actual start date.
Right.
And obviously with the CBA and that kind of stuff, you can't start training until you actually have a real contract in place and a real pre-season start date, etc., etc. So just doing small group stuff right now, trying to keep the players occupied and somewhat in shape until we're actually allowed to start doing stuff legally and properly.
Taya Burrows, Nasaya Williams, are these sort of players likely to get a bit more of an opportunity this year with somewhat slightly limited rosters due to COVID-19?
Yeah, and the fact, like, the draft fixtures we've seen so far, and they're draft fixtures, but you're playing every second or third day. So we won't have a choice. Like, even if these players weren't ready, they'd have to be playing, just because otherwise our stars will gas out. But the reality, as you've seen with Nashaya early on tonight, she was really good. And Taya Burrows has just been killing it, even in our small group session stuff. So the two players in particular, we're really looking forward to.
And obviously you guys have an advantage that you can actually play 5-5 right now, or play some sort compared to Victoria.
Yeah, it's the world's a mess, mate, right now, as you've seen. But yeah, obviously certainly a small advantage for us in WA. A Queensland hub is probably an advantage for the Queensland team.
Thank you so much for joining us, Ryan. And we'll get Randy back in the seat, but good luck for the WNBL season whenever that actually comes about.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
We'll head back to the coverage here as the Hawks pop up a shot, and Williams will bring the ball down. Randy is stepping back into the call, and we have a very special award to give out at three-quarter time, brought to you by the SBL Shoot-Around podcast, as Williams has it in the corner. And Steindl pops, tries to find Perini in the corner, but McCarthy gets a hand to it. It'll stay the Wolves' way. Williams has a baseline. Dennehy stood out of court. Big little break here for the Hawks. Is it a bit weird sitting next to your coach here in a commentary role, Darcy?
No, not too weird. I wanted to ask him about his Nike contract. He's decked out tonight, head to toe in Nike gear, so I wanted to bring that up with him, but didn't get the opportunity. But Brian coached me since I was 15, 16, my first season at SBL in Rockingham, so got a great relationship with him, and yeah, no, super excited to see him finally get a WBL role, and excited to see what's going to happen this season.
It's exciting to see so many WA talent and WA affiliated talent for this Lynx set. It's a shot clock violation for the Hawks and a great defensive possession for the Wolves. Randy, while we were speaking to Ryan, you're watching a bit of the game. Has there been much of a response here in the third quarter?
No, well, that first play is pretty similar to what we've seen at the start of the game, where we've run the clock right down. So, no, it's just good wandering around out there. It's good atmosphere here now, music's blaring, people are having a good time. It's just like Christmas at Busso.
as Perini pulls up for a jumper and pushes out to a 15-point lead. You say it's a great timing. See a couple of the Wolves men's players having a great time at the baseline. As the ball bounces out of court, but it'll stay the Hawks' way. Williams coming in now, hopefully for the Hawks, and hoping she can reignite like she did last night. 6 from 9 from deep. Martin has a base, finds Burton, guarded closely by Land, fakes the pass and goes to the left and off the backboard. Fantastic move there by Nat Burton. Land guarded by Burton now. Perini. Big job as Donald sets a big screen, potentially too big, and the referee says it's an illegal screen.
Yeah, she got there a little bit late there. Just didn't have the timing right.
She shakes her head. Disagreed with that one. It's McCarthy brings it up now. Martin doesn't use the screen for Burton. Dennehy probing at all times. McCarthy then gets an open look. Burton crashes the boards, but the Wolves have the numbers. 3 of them on the boards to just Nat Burton. As Land surges in transition, the double comes. They've asked for the travel, but there's been a bit of body contact and the referee's gone with the foul.
Yeah, I think the Hawks need a little bit more out of Dennis and Martin myself. They just need someone to step up.
Step up other than Nat Burton.
I think those 2 girls are capable of doing it, and now's the time.
That's right. Denny has it high, guarded by Donovan. Bit of a mismatch. Mobile. Sarah Donovan as Perini pivots, misses the 3. Williams will push it now. Guarded by another Williams. Dennis. She goes back under the ring as Williams has it out the broadcast side. A very high arcing 3, but just can't connect here tonight.
Yeah, both Williams and Perini shot the 3 amazing last night, so maybe that's where a little bit of that fatigue comes in. Second game for the weekend and struggling to make those 3s.
Steindl just guides her way to the glass and very
classy shot there.
Very classy shot off the glass. Donovan gets the low seal, tries to step through. Pressure comes. Martin puts up a mid-range, and that's her second mid-range. We'll need Martin to step up in this game to get away at that deficit.
I think the Hawks need to keep on doing that on a post catch. The Wolves are going to double every time, so those guards need to make themselves available for those mid-range or a nice cut to the basket, because it is there.
Perini misses that 3. A valued stop for the Hawks. 13 points the difference. Dennis trying to get the handoff. McCarthy out to Dennis again. Puts up the 3. She hit a couple last night. That's her first tonight. You spoke just before, Randy, and maybe.
Yeah, it's good to see those 2 girls I spoke about. Yeah, Martin and Dennis. Now they just need to keep rolling.
Obviously, Dennis, very highly touted junior, went to a big college. Have you liked what you've seen from her so far this season?
Yeah, I think she's a great big. She can play back to basket and she can pop and shoot the 3, so she's a dangerous big in this league.
Randy?
Yeah, I probably haven't seen enough of her to make comment, to be honest.
Yep. It's very very good of you, Randy. Most people would just say and not have any knowledge of it, so well done. Miotti, Steindl. Good movement from the Wolves, but the pressure's up for the Hawks. Donovan collects a bit of arm, it'll be a foul. Burton coming back out.
Yeah, I think Donovan didn't really need to do that. She had her in trouble. She just need to keep those big, long arms of her up. Who's out of there then.
Letitia Patton back out there for the Wolves. She had 13 points last night in the blowout against the Flames. She's getting some more burn tonight in an important part of this grand final. Bit of a walk there from Miotti, but it's ignored. Hawks bench losing it, but a lovely little pull-up, and she's collected on the follow-through by Martin. She'll head to the line and shoot 2.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky there on 2 calls. I thought Patton was lucky to get away with a double dribble, and then obviously Dockie's over there and seeing Miotti travel, or what she viewed as a travel.
So Nixie gets some minutes now through the bench for the Wolves. A very potent bench. Belcher said about 6 or 7 times this year, scoring in double figures. Hayward's been around for so long. Miotti, we've already spoken about. There's a lot of depth for this Wolves side. So 1-2-2 comes out again for the Wolves. Martin trying to find some space. Carthy clogged on the side, but Burton finds the one-on-one, and a lovely play again. Every time they get it to Burton, it just seems to find the bottom of the net.
Yeah, there was good patience there by Nikita. She saw that Nat had that mismatch and got the ball into her.
Hayward, fantastic move against Burton. Just backed her way down. There's a lot of pressure, but had the composure to finish off the glass.
Obviously didn't like getting scored on down the other end.
If it's that.
Straight back at her.
Peter Martin searching in the post, goes underneath, doubles back, but it's blocked. Hayward having an impact off the bench. Great pressure here from the Wolves. High from Steindl. Miotti. Steindl slips the screen. Miotti pulls up from the free throw line and nails the mid-range jumper. That one was fantastic. She's had an impact in this third quarter.
Yeah, I think the Hawks just got a little bit confused on their on-ball defense there, and she was wide open.
Williams. It's Burton. Burton out at the three-point line. Martin finds Dennis. She's already hit a 3 this quarter, and she makes it 2. Maddie Dennis, a lovely couple threes. Miotti. Guarded by Williams. It's like she's asking for Hayward to get in the post. Eventually goes to Steindl for the reversal. Pulls up from deep. Kayla Steindl can't connect. 11 points the difference. Martin wide open, will pull up in transition, but that one falls short.
That was a good shot by Martin. She had Burton under the basket there for the rebounds. Just fell a little bit short, but it was in the momentum of the offense, so there's nothing wrong with that. We wanted to see a bit more from Nikita, and
well, they need someone to step up. They've got Dennis so far. Still only 11 points. As we all know, a game like this, it can change so quickly. Grand final day. Renkema reverses through Burton. Eventually hands off to McCarthy and collects a bit of her at the same time. Williams gets an open deep 2. That one falls short of Steindl. She's been everywhere on the board so far.
Yeah, that was a great play that the Hawks ran then. They got that cross screen for Nat, and she ended up taking Kate's player with her. It would have been nice to see Kate step out to the three-point line.
Steindl, just a lovely pass there, and just goes into the open ring. It'll be a timeout the Hawks' way. Just taking a look at some of the scorers here tonight. 12 points now to Nat Burton. I think that will put Kayla Steindl up to 11, unless it's already updated. But she's already got 10 rebounds. So Kayla Steindl impacting the game, not just offensively, because we know how potent she can be, obviously, offensively.
Yeah, she's a great shooter. She's tough to guard in the post as well. She's a great fadeaway shooter, but yeah, like you said, she's got those 10 rebounds having an impact on both ends of the court.
Randy, I'm sorry to ask, but you've been a part on the wrong side of a comeback loss in a grand final.
just a little one.
I don't want to be delicate with this, but
Got Craig sitting right over there too. Just rubbing salt into the wound.
we probably won't get his thoughts on it because he's obviously... Anyway, sorry. Going into it though, just talk about how the momentum obviously can change so quickly in a grand final. And the Wolfpack could speak to that on their men's side. They've lost 4 grand finals in a row, but you can't coast even though there are 13 points now.
Absolutely, yeah. You can get on a roll here and get the atmosphere and crowd can spur you on and get behind them. So the Hawks, realistically, they want to probably keep it to 10 and under going into the last quarter, and anything can happen from there.
Darcy, bring back memories. Obviously, a bit of a blowout win last year.
Yeah, I was just thinking previous 2 grand finals before last year were close games. And in the moment, it didn't really feel like it. I thought we were up by a lot more, but I think we won by 6 points both times. Then, yeah, last year was a little bit different. It was a massive win, and it made it a lot more relaxing on the court, that's for sure.
As Belcher gets the steal on the breakaway fast break. She was collected on the fast break and hit the support under the ring.
Yeah, I think it's just
We
momentum.
have the refs mic'd up. Just a push, so no unsportsmanlike, and Belch is up, so no serious injury for her. So that's good. So she'll head to the line, but that was a pretty impressive steal there.
Yeah, she was out in the lanes there, and Dennis threw it straight to her. And you know, this girl's exciting to watch. Like, she's got a really nice shot. You know, this couple of free throws here might get her going. You know, and if that happens, she's got the capability of really blowing this game apart.
Averaging 12 points off the bench. Been effective in this third quarter, and coming out of a timeout, you'd say Docky wouldn't be too happy with that set from the Hawks. McCarthy has a lot of pressure from Hayward. She collects a foul on this side ball for the Hawks. 15 points. And the Hawks also in foul trouble. 5 fouls for the Hawks. So with 3 minutes left, the Wolves will head to the line. Any foul.
Young Eleanor Hattrell into the game. She's a Southwest junior, made her way up to Perth. It's good to see.
Yeah, Nixie connections with the Southwest, getting through some of the youngsters here in the grand final. As Dennis puts up step back, and there's a foul in the rebound, and this one's going against Land. So Amber Land, the foul when contesting against Nat Burton there on that rebound. Rankimer in the corner, searching for Burton in the post. She's now isolated against Land, fakes the pass again, goes off the back one, that can't connect. Rankimer tried for the O-board, but eventually falls in the hands of Miotti. Greeny through Land. Belcher goes baseline. Out to Land again. 12 seconds off shot clock. Greeny keeps falling in her hands with the shot clock running down. She hit the backboard 3 before. Hartle, the youngster, goes up with the run-up and hits nothing. So the Hawks have an opportunity here. McCarthy does the step through. Every time I see that move, it makes me think something's going to break, but it is pretty effective.
That was a good take. So she can reward herself here with these couple of free throws.
Billy McCarthy last night, she had the first 5 shots of the game, and they were all coast to coast.
Yep.
And then stayed in for pretty much the entire first quarter. So Docky obviously liking the confidence from the youngster. We'll see, because she started back into the season.
And interesting here, Docky's just subbed Sarah Donovan back in, so she's on 4 fouls and she's decided just to roll with it and see what happens.
Yeah, going for the comeback now.
I think it's fair enough. I mean, Donovan's been around for a long time. She's smart enough.
Running with Donovan with 4 fouls. Dennehy whips the ball to Miotti, and open 3 for Miotti. That one overcooks it. But the Wolves just have the numbers. More effort on the rebounds as Williams. She's already hit 2 threes. Make it 3. Isaiah Williams, as cool as you'll ever see. She pulls up for a 3rd 3.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit out of hand here now. Really got to reel it in here, the Hawks.
Williams, on the other end, puts up a 3, and that one drops.
Nice.
Williams to Williams, 3s back to back. Renkmer screen by Hartle. Williams again with another open 3, and this one doesn't drop as Dennis out to McCarthy for the fast break. Will it be the same move? They pick it. Dennehy did well to stay in front. Miotti. Williams high. Land is searching for it. Asking for the reversal on the post. Eventually gets to her side. Miotti pulls up at the mid-range. She's hit a couple already. And again, that elevated shot just gets collected on her landing, and she'll head to the line.
Yeah, she's really active tonight, Izzy Miotti, doing a lot of the ball-carrying duties and making a lot of things happen out there.
Really athletic, seems to have a vertical leap on her. And 14 points the difference. That 3 from Williams, important for the Hawks. They need a couple more. Another one drops, and just pointing out that we do have the SBL shoot-around award for best player of this West Coast Classic at the three-quarter time break. As Renkema has it. Dennis searching for it in the post. Donovan high. Williams, the pressure from the Wolves everywhere right now. Land diving for the ball. Williams running out of time. 3 seconds on the clock. Forces up a mid-range. And Donovan right there for the rebound. The two's good. And the foul. Playing with 4 fouls, Sarah Donovan, and she's having an impact. It's 20 seconds on the clock in this third quarter.
Yeah, really important points there.
Darcy, you're obviously not playing this year in the assistant coaching role. If you were the down team, would you just be putting it upon yourself to take up the scoring load? Is this something Nat Burton has to do?
Yeah, I don't know if she can do much more. I feel like they're trying to get the ball to her every time. She probably needs a little bit more help from Sarah and the likes of Sarah and Nikita. It's unlucky that Sarah does have those 4 fouls, but that was a great rebound and put back from her. And, you know, Kate Williams and Ballantyne, they're still young, but they have been around the league for a while, so it'd be great to see them step up as well.
As Williams just puts up a contested shot. Denny eventually gets a look, and that misses everything. Well, there's a lot of pressure from the Wolves that quarter, but the Hawks actually survived fairly unscathed. Only 13 points, the difference after this one. What did you guys make of that quarter?
Yeah, I think the Hawks are still struggling to score. They're relying a lot on that. And probably need some of the other girls to step up, but they are keeping that defensive pressure up, which is kind of keeping them in the game right now.
Randy, sorry to cut you off.
Yes.
We need to get to this award. So you guys at the SBL Shoot-Around Pod have been very good this year, covering everything week in, week out with the podcast. And you've been doing a voting system, even got a sponsor. I'll just hand it over to you to announce that one.
Yeah, so we've got a sponsor, Bassett Scarf Realty down in Mandurah, who's put an award together for the Player of the Year. Both Chris and I voted each week on a 3-2-1, and it actually got quite close towards the end, but there was a tie between Ash Eisenbarger and Stacey Barr with 6 votes all, so we put it to a vote, and so the winner of that vote was Stacey Barr, so she's the Bassett Scarf Realty Player of the Year. So she wins a fantastic Mandurah getaway package, which includes a night at the Seaball, a dinner for 2 at the Catch 22, and a dolphin tour as well.
That's a better award than we have ever had in any basketball competition I've ever been in.
Yeah, I know.
Or heard of.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Stacey Barr, averaged 25 points per game. Went out last night because of the Hawks, the Warwick Senators, but they had a fantastic season and finished only behind the Wolves on percentage. So congratulations and enjoy Mandurah. Is that correct?
That's right, yeah. So they'll enjoy that, the beautiful weekend away.
Darcy, you're pretty upset that this wasn't around last year for the WSBL Championship?
Oh, yeah, I'd love a weekend away in Mandurah.
In saying that, you are already in Rockingham, but it might have been Maddie Allen who is over there, so she might have got the award last year because she had a very good season. But very good work and great work with the SBL Shoot-Around Pod. We'll have Chris Pike tomorrow night as well, also from the pod. And congratulations to Stacey Barr, but we have another quarter left in this one. The Hawks, 13 points down. A lot to do in this last quarter. It's been a tight game on both sides.
Yeah, first couple of minutes are really important here.
Williams attacking the ring. Ballantyne back out there for the Hawks. Dishes back to Williams. Fakes up. Finds Donovan at the free throw line. Just a bit long. Miotti. Dennis and Donovan below. Steindl stepping through. Good defense by Donovan, but better offense by Kayla Steindl. Just the composure to step back and hit that little mid-range. Williams goes hard, falls to the deck. Oh, and there's been a bit of an injury here. Hopefully it's nothing.
No, let's hope she's okay here.
Holding that very closely. Bit of pain. We have medical staff from the Hawks coming over to check that out.
Yeah, Kayla Steindl has been really efficient tonight. Just stat-wise there, Josh, how many minutes to points has she put up? She's been doing a phenomenal job in recent weeks.
She's 13 points, 11 rebounds, but 6 of 9 from the floor, 6 of 6 from 2, and 11 rebounds. So, yeah, pretty impressive stat line in only 25 minutes of play.
Yeah.
And then checking out the Hawks, obviously Nat Burton doing the heavy lifting with the points production. So we see Kate Williams still on the deck here. Keep you updated with anything we have on her. Nat Burton with 12 points, 4 rebounds. Nikita Martin, 4 points. Dennis, 6 points. Ballantyne, 6 points. So, yeah, Asaya Williams with 11 points. Steiner with 13. But also Hayward off the bench, only 9 minutes to play, 7 points from her, pretty effective.
Yeah, she's been great off the bench tonight. She came out, made a nice little post move, hit a 3. And that's the beauty of the Wolves team. Their bench is so deep that you're kind of subbing one player out, putting another player in with just as much experience.
See Kate Williams helped from the court. Good to see that she appears to be at this stage all right.
Yeah, I think Kate might previously have had a bit of a knee injury, so hopefully that was just a bit of a scare, and it's good to see that she's actually walking off the court.
Yeah, great to see that. She spent time, just came back from her senior year at NAIA College, and slotted back into this side well. As both sides headed back out there with 9 minutes remaining in this one. McCarthy back out there.
Yeah, Miotti's doing a lot of the ball handling tonight. Normally you would think it would be Georgia Denny, but
the Hawks running with 3 bigs. Dennis, Donovan and Burton. Tall Timbers. Steindl works the low post, flicks up off the backboard, and that one falls short. Haven't seen them run the 3 bigs much. Donovan running at the ring. Eventually goes off the leg of Steindl. Is this just a roll of the dice from Docky to see 3 of their best players who happen to play the same sort of position?
Yeah, I think so. She just had Nat, Nikita and McCarthy on the bench, and I thought that was interesting, but now she's decided to put those girls back out there and, yeah, roll with the 3 bigs. And I guess the beauty of Dennis is that she can hit that 3, so she is a little bit guard-like in that sense.
Asaya Williams with a clever little steal there in the post entry. Miotti with a nice cross. Goes into the chest of Burton. A lot of contact, but no call. This one will go the Hawks' way, so a really tough defensive possession. Unfortunately, Miotti gets up. Perini will come back out there.
I guess as Kayla subs out now, those 3 bigs are still on. It'll be nice to see the Hawks try and isolate Dennis. She has a smaller guard on her, and try and iso her in the post here.
15 points the difference here. We'll need some sort of spark soon. Donovan, nice spin in the lane. Searching for a pass, can't find anyone. Puts up a shot eventually. And Amberland secures the ball. There's been a foul. Not sure if that was on Donovan. No, it would go Burton. So Sarah Donovan playing 4 fouls, survives. Another call. Belcher back out there. Charles Nick's going through a lot of his bench here tonight. Yeah,
maybe he's sort of thinking maybe the last 4 or 5 minutes he might run with the girls that are doing the job on the night. Obviously Miotti and Steindl have been really good. Probably wants them on the court at the end of the game.
Ballantyne finds the loose ball. Pushing the break, Hayward in pursuit. The Wolves just attack the pack 4-on-1 and eventually get the jump ball, and it goes the Wolves' way.
Yeah, I think she needed to lay that up. You know, she's got girls behind her ready to rebound. So, you know, if she doesn't make the layup, you know, these girls can follow up. She had all the momentum.
Hayward. Little cross there. It's the switch. The Hawks are switching most things, especially with the bigs. Land. Williams pushes through. Ballantyne goes for the steal. Perini pulls up from 3, and now it's the triple. Morgan Ballantyne trying to get the steal and just opened up Michaela Perini for an open 3. Fantastic shot there, the captain.
I think that's the most contested 3 she's had a look at tonight, and that's the one that goes in. So I think she'll be relieved about that.
McCarthy attacks the ring, and a fantastic move there from Millie McCarthy.
Yeah, she's really tenacious, McCarthy. She's not afraid to go in there against the tall timber. Nice finish.
Foul here. It'll be baseline ball. Yeah, McCarthy only 17 years of age, which has played a lot of this, as Tao Valentine gets a look for the Hawks.
I think the Hawks, you know, have done the right thing there. You've got Land handling the ball out of the top of the court, but just let themselves down with a soft foul.
Hayward on the wing. The broadcast side of this one is the West Coast Classic Women's Grand Final after huge 10 weeks of basketball. It all comes down to this as the shot clock runs out for the Wolves. Belcher puts up a running layup. Valentine can't believe it. Belcher will head to the line, fouled, going towards the bucket.
I don't think there was too much more that she could do there.
And Deanna Black expecting her first child, and she's been just got a tech for audible language. So she's a bit of frustration in this grand final. She's obviously such a passionate player and was such a passionate coach rather, and was such a passionate player when she was a player.
Yeah, I think that's been the most frustrating thing as a player being an assistant coach this year. You are so passionate about it, and you've got to, I guess, try and not have a go at the refs, and it's a little bit harder sometimes.
How are you guys at containing yourself on the bench?
I only ever got one tech foul, so I'm pretty happy with that.
So you're laughing a lot. Have you had a
I got a
tech
warning in the first quarter last week. So I think I averaged nearly a tech a game for a little bit last year in SBL. So, but I like to put the blame for that on Coach Keegan because he doesn't really pipe up too much. So I feel like it's my responsibility to get on the refs.
Oh, that's right. Just blame someone else for your errors. That sounds good. 100%. I'm sure your parents are listening in.
Yeah. I hope Keegan's listening to that.
As McCarthy overcooks the pass and falls in the hands of Land.
Yeah, their execution into the posts hasn't been the best tonight.
Well, she's going to learn so much from this season, Millie McCarthy, playing alongside these experienced bigs. And Donovan, bit of payback. She gets the steal the other end, and McCarthy goes downhill, searches for Burton. She should put this away, but it rims out. Good pressure from Land there to not foul. And Williams comes down for the Wolves. Considering coast to coast, finds Belcher in the corner eventually. She corrals the ball, goes baseline against Valentine, a lovely floater, but it doesn't drop. Donovan wide open. But Williams did great to get a hand on the ball, the Perth Lynx youngster. Land going at the ring, and she's fouled by Dennis. It's just a veteran move there from Amber Land after a bit of a mad scramble both directions.
Yeah, and I think the scout on her is that she's going right, so you want to make sure you're forcing her left there on that post move.
Randy, have you been called upon for any consultancy scouting this year? Obviously not with any team.
No, I haven't actually.
Wasted opportunity.
I know.
What is this?
Seen a fair few games though this year, and what I've been really impressed with is a lot of the younger girls that have come out and put their hand up, and you know, I think through every club there's been at least one or two girls who've stood up and, you know, really made the most of their minutes.
Is there any in particular, not necessarily in this game, that have particularly impressed you?
I think Paris Duffield, Darcy's Rockingham Flames teammates had a really, really good season. And there's a number of others, but probably for me, yeah, it would be probably Paris, I think.
Now, she's had to take a lot of the scoring load with obviously yourself, Maddie Allen, Shibatoni not in the team this year.
Yeah, Paris, she's an amazing three-point shooter, and she always has been, and it's great this year that she's got that opportunity, and I guess that little bit of pressure that she does need to step up and score. And
it's the foul on the entry pass into Donovan. The Hawks will keep it baseline. 18 points the difference with 5 minutes remaining in this one. Burton was open under the ring, but young Tani Gill rather, managed to get hands to it. It's a great work, and then there's, I believe, an offensive or an illegal screen called by the ref. And that's a backbreaker when you're trying to create a comeback here in the fourth quarter.
as soon as I seen that foul, I looked straight over at Docky just to see what her reaction was. Was there another one coming or not?
I think she turned her back so the refs couldn't see her.
That's a pro move. Hartle trying to screen for Belcher. Steinel high, searching it. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Perini's pretty good at ending these shot clocks so far. Burton does well to find it. She's in the fast break. Almost misses Valentine. Swings the ball. Burton takes an outside shot. Lovely. That's a pure deep two from Nat Burton.
Is that something you've seen a bit of?
Yeah, when I went to Germany and played with Nat, she has really been working on that outside shot. She doesn't take too many threes, but that long two and short corner sort of area, she's definitely improved, I think.
Yeah.
I remember my first couple of seasons with her at the West Coast Way. She probably wasn't super confident in even taking those shots, and now she, as you see, takes that and makes it.
Valentine downhill. She's fouled by Perini. She took her whole body at Michaela Perini. She'll head to the line.
Down screen, 6.
It's important for the Hawks. 4 minutes and a half left in this one. Definitely looking the Wolves' way. But she heads to the line because there has been a bit of a scoring drought besides Burton's mid-range just before.
Charles is continuing his subbing, which is good to see. Some of these girls getting on the court in the grand final.
First piece of silverware for Charles Nicks as a coach. Spent time at Perry Lakes Hawks and the Perth Redbacks, originally from the Southwest, so good to see the journeyman coach get to the silverware, potentially. Still a lot of time in this one.
Yeah, very knowledgeable coach, Charles, and you know, has done a great job with this team this season.
Well, a lot of contact between Valentine, Hartle, and Perini. Nods her head. Argues it should have gone that way. High fives all around for the Wolves.
Yeah, what do you reckon, Randy? Do you think that was a legal screen or?
Well, actually, I was a bit blinded by some bodies here. I didn't really get a close look on it, but the reaction from the Hawks bench there.
You just got locked on Docky, don't you? Just see the reaction.
I'm just worried about her a little bit too, you know, with the state she's in.
Yeah, that's true.
What, you think she might go into labour?
Well, they've got Dr. Sarah Donovan there.
They do have Dr. Donovan. A bit of a luxury for the Hawks. They don't have to spend money on medical staff. We've got a timeout here, 4 minutes remaining. Deanna Smith, the last heave here. Guys, if you're the Hawks, what do you do? What do you do to try and spark something? An all-time comeback.
Yeah, I think you've got to keep on trying to go to Nat Burton. She's carried the team so far. Maybe try to get Dennis involved with a couple of threes. And then I think after they score, they need to be up. They've had a few foul shots where they've kind of maybe gone back to half court. It'd be nice to see them get up and press and try a few different things, maybe a bit of zone, be a bit more aggressive defensively.
Yeah, I would probably say no more than 3 passes. I'd put probably at least 3 of my better shooters on and just go for it, because if we keep going up and down like this, it's just going to remain the same. So, I mean, you've got to do something like that. You've got to do something a little different, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. And if not now, when? Here in the West Coast Classics Grand Final. Don't forget the men's coverage of the West Coast Classic tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Tickets available through Ticketmaster, and you can catch the live stream on Facebook and YouTube. Again, we'll have Fleur McIntyre and Chris Pike alongside me for that one. I tell you what, guys, some big shoes to fill after you guys stepped in tonight.
Pressure's on.
The pressure is on. As Morgan Valentine brings it up, we'll see if they start unleashing some shots here early on, as Valentine is still out there for the Hawks. McCarthy checking in.
What do you reckon of the crowd numbers tonight, Darcy?
Yeah, it's great to see almost a packed stadium here. There's obviously Hawks home games, so I'm sure there's most of their fans are here, and then Wolfpack's always had an amazing following as long as I've played SBL.
Yep. I'm going to say there's probably around 600 here.
Let's say 1,000.
Yeah, okay.
But of course, it fits about 2,000, but for COVID reasons, this will be spaced out a bit.
Yeah,
tonight.
yep. So we've just seen in the previous play down there, you know, the Hawks were going to run a set. I think they need to be more urgent than that. You sort of, you know, no more than 3 passes. They just really got to go at it, you know.
Yeah, have a crack here. As Martin reverses to Burton. We'll see if they go at it now. Rankman goes at the ring, and that's what you want. That 3 passes go straight at the ring, and the clock stops, which is the most important thing.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do defensively after these 2 foul shots. You would assume that they're going to get up and try and pressure and force a turnover and get an easy bucket.
First shot made there by the captain for the Hawks. Eighteen turnovers for the Hawks tonight. There's a scramble on the ground. It'll be a jump ball. It should go the Hawks' way because of the last one. Probably the best outcome out of that. Another possession for the Hawks. 15 points the difference as Nix gets through his bench again. Dennehy and Belcher coming on. See if the fast pace continues. We saw Renkema go straight at the ring. See if he tries it again. Some away screens happening between the bigs. Martin is high. Screen comes from Burton, rolling to the bucket, and they called an illegal screen. Too much movement according to the referee from Nat Burton. Bit of a laugh there from you, Darcy.
I think I average a moving screen again. It's a bit triggering. You think
this flashback says that's Nat Burton.
I think as a big, you think you're set every time, so it's obviously very frustrating when that happens.
They are very frustrating, especially when there's not much difference often. There'll be a foul here, and foul trouble for the Hawks means the Wolves will head to the line.
Yeah, they're in a tough situation here where they can't, you know, be as aggressive as they want to be. You end up with this outcome, but you know.
Strong contingent here from both fan bases. Some of the Hawks men out there, and obviously the Wolves men also out there. Seb Salinas looks to be enjoying himself. Hand always full. As McCarthy, still the defense continues from the Wolves. Donovan, like a guard out there. It's Martin. Moves the ball to Rankema. They need to get a shot soon. 5 seconds on the clock. Martin with the mid-range. They've got the numbers, but it falls in the hands of Dennehy. It's just been really what's happening all night. Everything going the Wolves' way.
Yeah, I thought Nikita might have shot the ball a little bit earlier. She caught it open on the 3-point line on the wing there, but decided to kick it on.
I was hoping that shot it.
And Perini, just a fist pump from Michaela Perini, the captain from the Wolves. And nails her 3rd triple of the game. It's out to 20 points now. 2.5 minutes rather remaining. The Wolves can smell blood as McCarthy puts up a hugely high arcing 3. Land out there for the Wolves. Valentine. The Wolves looks like they'll get their first piece of silverware. Potentially a banner if that's what Basketball WA go with.
Yeah, it'd be interesting actually to see what they do get.
Belcher gets it up. Looks like it was just after the shot clock, and it is. Shot clock violation will go the Hawks' way. Maybe a trip to Mandurah on the Shoot-Around podcast. No? All right.
Send the whole team down there.
Yeah, that's it.
Broadcast live. Let me know. Interesting weekend that would be. All right. So the Hawks now have it. 20 points the difference. Probably start seeing some youngsters filtering through as we do already. And now masterminds next to me will have a think about their MVPs. For you guys, just off the top of your head, who have been the best for you tonight?
I think on the Wolfpack, Kayla and Nashea have been great tonight, both offensively and defensively. Kayla's got double figures rebounds, and Nashea's had probably 5 blocks and a bunch of deflections to go with that. And then for the Hawks, it's been that Burke. She's carried the team. She's all night. Sarah Donovan was unfortunate to get no foul trouble, and that kind of kept her out of the game a little bit there.
And Randy, for
yeah, I agree with Darcy as well. I think Izzy Miotti has been good too. Williams has hit a couple of crucial three-pointers when the Hawks have made a little run, and Kayla's sort of been doing it all game.
Shea Williams with a couple high fives on the bench as the Wolfpack fans are up and about here. Nice little shot here from the youngster from the Hawks. Jenna Teasdale, her sister's not out there tonight. Previous veteran of the Hawks. A lovely little play in transition into Hayward. She's been great off the bench here tonight, the veteran Hayward gets her 9th point of the game.
Yeah, just with the rotations of the Wolves, the girls are coming in off the bench nice and fresh, and Hayward was, out in the open there.
Puts that one away.
Just got a great mix of veterans and, young players, haven't they?
Yeah, and that's what I think made them probably the best team this West Coast Classic season. They can rotate through their whole bench and still have plenty of experience.
And still the only team to beat them this year is Rockingham.
Yeah, I think we might have been a little bit lucky. We got them on the back of a doubleheader, and we still had Christina Bogan, our team, and Ari Hetherington then, and they did a great job defensively on their bigs, and that really got us over the line that night.
Just a little foul on the screen there as Tal Valentine collects a stray elbow. They've called it unsportsmanlike, interestingly. Oh no, it's a hold, not an unsportsmanlike, I believe. Sorry about that. Just making it up as I go. So it'll be a side ball for the Hawks.
Eight. You're up.
And foul trouble, so she heard to the line.
Because it's the last 2 minutes and the ball hasn't been inbounded, that's why.
What do you think of the umpires being mic'd up, Darcy?
Oh, it was unsportsmanlike. How dare you shame me for that, Darcy? Sorry, answer the question from Randy.
I think it's good. It gives you a bit of a insight into what they're thinking and the reason behind some of their calls.
Yeah, I think it's great.
It's been interesting this year, actually, hearing the referees mic'd up. A lot of jokes coming between the players and the referees. Of course, you're forced to laugh as a player.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so the Wolves will run away with this one. A minute remaining in this final minute of the West Coast Classic tournament for the women here at Bendat Basketball Stadium. The youngsters out there right now for the Hawks, and Sarah Donovan still out there as well. As Valentine comes off the screen of Teasdale, she goes at the ring, weaving past everyone, and she's fouled. A tenacious move to the bucket by Tal Valentine. Who've been the MVP of the tournament? Obviously, you've had your award. So Stacey Barr was your...
Stacey Barr won the award. She tied with Ash Eisenbarger.
Was she subjectively your who you thought was the best player of the season?
I think those two girls were. I mean, Jessie Edwards had a really good season as well. The actual voting was really quite close. There was a couple of girls who were on 5 votes as well. But Eisenbarger was really consistent. But Stacey Barr had those big, 49-point game, 38-point game, which made the difference in the voting. I think it was 60% to 40% in favour of Stacey.
Wow. It's patted back out there for the Wolves. Miotti takes a 3. She's been fantastic this game. It seems fitting that Miotti caps off a great grand final in this West Coast Classic with a big 3 for the Wolves. Valentine goes at the ring. She's been a battering ram in this last couple minutes. And as for yourself, Darcy,
yeah, I think it's between Stacey and Ash. Also probably a little bit biased. I think Taya Burrows has had a great season for someone so young. She's really carried that Rockingham team. We've had a couple of injuries, and Chris has been out the last couple of games as well. So I think she's really stepped up in the lead up to a WASBL season, where I think she's going to play some big minutes, especially considering the restrictions around COVID, no imports and stuff like that. And I think it's also great to mention that this week the Lynx announced that Ash has been signed as a contract. So it's nice to see her rewarded for a great season in the West Coast Classic.
Spanning goes at the bucket. Had 13 points last night. She's trying to make it up here tonight. And the Wolves will hold on to this one, it looks like. The Hawks juggle it at half court, 20 seconds remaining. The Wolfpack pack can smell blood. They've had a fair bit of heartache on this court, but it's ecstasy tonight for the Joondalup Wolves. The 10-week tournament brought to you by Basketball West Australia. Valentine will put up a three. Well, she's been everywhere these last couple of minutes. Well, bright spark for the Hawks. This one will be dribbled out by Miotti, and this win goes to the Wolves from start to finish. It's been pretty much all their way, despite a fight from the Hawks. Congratulations, the Joondalup Wolves, being the West Coast Classic champions for 2020, and potentially the only champions ever of the West Coast Classic. Let's start with you, Randy. Talk us through what you thought of the game and I guess potentially what this means for the Wolves.
Well, just talking about the West Coast Classic, I hope it's not the last time we see it, because I'd actually like to see it continue on after the SBL season. I think it's just too long a wait between the SBL season coming around. You know, it's nearly 6 months, so something like a 10-week season like this, I think it's just, they should take it into serious consideration.
So over the summer?
Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea. Just getting onto this game, the first sort of 2 or 3 minutes, that's that 10-point break, was a 9-zip, I think. That was just that break that they couldn't peg back the whole game. Really impressed with Steindl, Miotti and Nasea Williams, and I think Nat Burton sort of played a lone hand tonight.
And yourself, Darcy?
Yeah, the Wolves set the tone early. They got a good that start, and I think it was great effort for the Hawks to hang around, and they kept it to sort of single digits right up until three-quarter time there. And Nat was sort of left a little bit on her own there. Just needed probably 2 people maybe to step up and help her out. But the Wolves have been top of the table all season, and tonight they've proven that.
That's right, they had a healthy percentage the whole season, only dropped 1 game for the Rockingham Flames. They really have been the standout. I'll let you guys get to the voting quickly while I just read through some of the stats. Nasea Williams finishing with 11 points, 3 rebounds, 13 points and 12 rebounds, 2 assists and a steal to Kayla Steindl, 13 points to Isabel Miotti. Fantastic work from her. So 11 points rather, 4 rebounds, 4 assists from Isabel Miotti. And heading over to the Hawks, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 2 steals from Nat Burns, so doing all she could. No other Hawk in double digits. The closest was Morgan Ballantyne with 8 points, 2 assists and 2 rebounds. And we see the Wolves celebrate in front of us here. I'm your host, Josh Garlip. Are we just seeing the announcements here that the team next to me are just filling up frantically? Andy Stewart grabs it, former championship winning coach, Perth Lynx coach as well. And we'll see the presentation here. We'll just stick around quickly.
Wouldn't be able to do without people just like these guys. Peter Mullins. Working hard all season. Andrea Fisher. Amali Chesterton.
And make sure you stick around. We're going to give you the grand final MVP
Michelle
and
Gardner,
full presentations and reaction from the Wolves as it
and
happens.
the very delightful Tammy On. Round of applause for our technical officials. As you said, we can't do what we do without people just like this lot. You've done a fantastic job tonight for the whole season. Thank you so much for your service and dedication. Another round of applause for all of them, please. And thank you very much, Libby Woods. Now I'd like to welcome SBL Commissioner David Bull to present the referee medallions. Game referees tonight, Katie Roberts. Luke Doe. And Nick Sokolich. Again, referees have done a fantastic job all season. Cannot do it without them. Let's hear it once again for the referees tonight. Thank you so much, SBL Commissioner David Bull. Before we present the championship trophies, we'd like to welcome the coach of the Hawks. Can we please get a big warm welcome for Deanna Black. You don't have to speak if you want, but you're already here, so we'd love to hear from you.
I didn't realise I was speaking, sorry. First of all, congratulations to the Wolves. You guys have been a dominant team all season, and you played fantastic today, and so well done, and we look forward to the face-off, obviously, next season, so well done to the Wolves. To our girls, I'm really proud of what we've achieved this short season. Obviously, to be able to play basketball in the environment that we're in is just fantastic. And so I'd like to thank Basketball WA and especially the Hawks who fought for this, because for us, we had such a huge pre-season, and then to not be able to play basketball and still be able to do that now is fantastic. So thank you to BWA and to the Hawks. And as I mentioned, congratulations to my players. They, during COVID, were doing like individual workouts, team workouts with the Nike app, quiz nights, everything on Zoom. We think like that was such a long time ago, but you know, it was only a few months ago. So, you know, a couple of weeks ago, we were looking like we weren't even going to make finals, and then to be playing tonight is a fantastic effort. And I love coaching the Hawks, and I love our club, and look forward to returning next season with a little Hawk.
Thank you so much. Deanna and the Perry Lake Hawks, fantastic job tonight. And I'd like to bring up SBL Chief Commissioner Evan Stewart to present the championship trophies. All right, let's get into it. Your West Coast Classic Championship team, number 5, Nashaya Williams. What a game this girl had tonight. The captain for tonight, Michaela Perini, number 6. Got to mention number 7, Ariane Horn. Number 8, Chelsea Belcher. Number 9, Tani Gill. What a game this girl had. 11, Alex Hayward. This next one's got the whole family here tonight. 12, Kayla Steindl. Hey. Junior Wolf with her. Number 14, Ellie Hartel. A quote from the crowd tonight, go bloody Izzy Miotti, number 15. There he is. Number 21, Olivia Basso. We will be coming back to number 22, but number 23, Georgia Dennehy. Number 32, Nisha Patton. And a stellar game as well tonight for number 33, Amber Land. Let's get the team manager out, Narelle Aitken. And our assistant coaches, Brian Abbey. Also, Corey Easter. And let's bring up Steve Matthews. And assistant coach Tim Renjulik. But let's hear from the head coach, Charles Nix.
All right, Shani, you have to wait. All right, quickly, I want to congratulate the Hawks on a fantastic season. Anyone that knows me knows that they've got a special spot in my heart. That's where I got my first opportunity. So I'm always looking at you guys and trying to emulate what your club does. I think you're a fantastic club and you set a really high standard. So look, you've got an opportunity to blood a lot of young players and there's a lot of talent there. So congratulations on your season. So well done. I want to congratulate all the teams that were in the league this year. It was tough, you know, starting a pre-season, then COVID hitting, and then having to sort of regroup and play again. And the fact that the league, BWA, put the league together, it's a great opportunity for us to showcase what fantastic female talent we have in the state. And I really feel like the level of competition was a lot higher than the expectation of a lot of people. We have a lot of great young players in this league. So thank you for everyone that come out and supported the females tonight, who did a great job. I'd like to thank at the Wolves our sponsors, Chambers Franklin and City of Joondalup, who are our major sponsors. Without sponsors, clubs don't function, and they do a fantastic job and been with us for a long time. So thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to Andrew Somerville, our CEO, and Ryan Hunter and the board for supporting our program and allowing us to put such a fantastic group of girls together. Thank you to my coaches, and thank you, before I get to the players, thank you to all the partners that are involved. People sacrifice a lot of time to be involved at this level. So my wife, Jacinta, and my kids, thank you very much. And I know that sentiments of everyone else feel the same. And lastly, I'm probably the most blessed person in the sport at this point in time, because you couldn't meet a more fantastic group of girls that are standing up here and standing over near our bench as well. We've got a deep group, we've got a big group, but everyone works hard, everyone puts in, and this is just reward for a fantastic effort. So thank you. Let's enjoy the night.
Thank you, Charles Nix. Wouldn't be complete with one last member. Number 22, Shani Caldwell.
This is on the spot, but first of all, congrats to the Hawks. It's been really great to play basketball. I don't know about you guys sitting here watching us play live basketball. It's pretty amazing. So, but to our group as well, I got the honour to come back and play, be a part of the group again with the coaches and be in that environment, and I really missed it. So I've got to give it to the girls. It's such an amazing feeling to play with you guys. You made it easy to come to training, put this one with someone else, and it really was amazing. So thank you so much. As Nixie says, partners, and in my case, my sister was incredibly helpful for me during the season. Anyone that's had a baby would know how difficult it is still playing. So thank you to them and everyone that's helped me out with Sammy along the way. So thank you.
And just before we set off the confetti cannons, now I'd like to welcome SBL Commissioner Andy Stewart to announce the grand final MVP for tonight.
Hey, in the sentiments of what Deanna brought up and what Nixie's talked about as well, what an absolute privilege we've had of being able to live in Western Australia and being able to play this sport. As an SBL Commission a few months ago, we didn't know what we would be doing. We were pretty lost when COVID hit, and it hit hard. But to all the clubs that certainly got in and supported this concept, and when you watch and you see almost every club really got after it in the end. We really want to thank them for making this successful. To Adam and Brent for the hours they spent and the different combinations of fixtures and all that sort of stuff that they had to go through to make this be able to happen for us, I think is outstanding. Again, our thanks to all the volunteers of all the clubs, our benches, our floor wipers and all that, and all those people that donate so much time. But moving on to the MVP, look, she played 30 minutes. She had a double-double, 13 points, 12 boards, and the other mum in the team, Kayla Stander.
Give it up for your MVP, Kayla Steindl. I can hold something for you.
Okay, thank you so much. I really wasn't expecting that. After the warm-up and with all the smoke that was going on, I think it all took us a half to recover from that. So I just want to say thanks, Perry Lakes. It's always been a battle with you guys, and it was a really good game tonight. Our team is awesome. Like Nixie said, we've got a great group of girls, so unselfish, and it's just been a pleasure to play with. My husband, Clint, thank you. I know how much you love me leaving at dinner time to go to training, to leave you with all the cleanup. Yeah, and thanks to the club and the league. It's been a great year. It's been weird, but we're really lucky to be able to play basketball, and I couldn't be happier to win with this group. So thank you.
I think we should all get in for a group photo, should we? Come on over, guys. This is your 2020 West Coast Classic Championship team. The Junior Let's hear it for the Junior
Fantastic effort from the Joondalup Wolves to come away with the win here tonight, getting the better of the Perry Lakes Hawks here tonight. But as we heard from everyone that spoke on stage, just great to see that this tournament came about, and we were just discussing off cameras. There weren't really many tournaments around the country right now, and we actually have a champion, and they get a banner. So you weren't expecting the banner, and what did you make? Kayla Steindl was kind of predicted, but you guys anticipated that, but you ended up getting the MVP.
Yeah, like you said, it's great that there's actually been basketball considering everything that's gone on this year. And yeah, congratulations to Kayla. She had a great game, and I think it could have gone to anyone in that Wolfpack team tonight. They all did an amazing effort.
Yeah, the contribution from, you know, the whole Wolves team, you know, they had 5 girls in double figures, and they all played a part of that grand final win. You know, Kayla was outstanding the whole game, but you know, there's 4 or 5 other girls that chipped in and done a great job.
Just having a look at the stats from the game before we eventually leave you here tonight. The Wolves are pretty efficient, 22 from 56 from the floor, 51%, 72 to 54, and also winning the rebound count. It's a bit sloppy in patches in that game, but the Wolves did enough, and they had such a spread of scorers, as we saw. Randy, just speaking more broadly on the West Coast Classic, you said previously you'd hope that they continue some form. Can you just talk about potentially the benefit of this league? Not much basketball going on, and the development potentially WA get where other states might not right now.
Yeah, I just see in the eastern states that they do play 2 seasons generally over a 12-month period, but we just have such a long break until we come around to it again, and something like this would just fill that gap nicely. So I'd really love to see it continue.
And Darcy, you're obviously waiting to find out about the WNBL season. Probably wanted to be out there at some point tonight. And how did you enjoy coaching this year as an assistant coach, and what did you make of the WCC?
Yeah, it's different being an assistant coach. A lot more things you need to focus on, I guess, than my own individual game. So it's been an amazing learning curve for me, and something that I'll probably take into my WNBL and hopefully an SBL season next year. And yeah, it's been, I think, Kayla, one of the girls, spoke about the level of talent this year. You probably didn't expect it to be as high as it was. So it's great that we're able to have basketball in this league, and if we could continue something like this over the summer, you know, it could be a bit of a feeder program for a WNBL team. And you know, this year Ryan has got a lot of junior girls involved in the program, and maybe we can continue that, whether they're development players or sort of in the roster.
Thank you so much to both of you here tonight. Randy, Darcy, good luck with everything. Thank you for your help with the SBL shoot-around pod, and hopefully that continues next season. Darcy, good luck for your own season. Thank you, guys.
No, thank you. I hope we come across okay, because we're not professionals at this. I think we'd only had one go at it before. So,
well, that makes 3 of us, so continue. Yeah, Darcy, thank you so much. And just remember, guys, tomorrow night, the WCC Grand Final, as we see the team starting to cut down the net here at Perry Lakes, and Charles Nix is doing laps with his new banner. The men's grand final tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Tickets available. They can get 1,000 in here. Live basketball. Take advantage. Get around your team. Perry Lakes taking on the Warwick Senators. NBL talent, past NBL talent, up and comers on both sides. It's going to be a massive showdown, and tickets available still on Ticketmaster. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to Basketball Western Australia and everyone that came out tonight and watched on the coverage.